Hi guys. So I have some news. I'm filming this about 5 weeks before it's actually gonna go live, but I am pregnant. Which is very, very exciting. I thinking motorcycle. I am right now 10 weeks today. It has been a experience, I gotta say. Okay, like the second I hit record is when like 6 motorcycles drive by. I don't even know where to begin. Essentially, we've been trying to get pregnant and it felt like it was taking forever. It really wasn't. Like, I'm very, very lucky. It really didn't take that long. I felt like we were trying for longer than we were. It just like when you're in it trying, it feels like it's like forever. But I learned a lot. but it's really crazy because the day that we found out, I had taken a test the day before thinking it was time and it was negative, so I really thought it was like gonna be a whole nother cycle. And then I took another one the next day and it was like the faintest little line. I'll put in a picture, but it was like the faintest line. I almost thought I was like imagining it. But then every day it got darker and darker, so it was really exciting. We made our first appointment for 8 weeks, and yeah, we were super excited. That first week when we found out was like so amazing. We were so happy. But then after about a week of knowing, I started to decline. My mental health was plummeting. So I don't know how much I want to share, just because like when you're pregnant, I feel like everyone feels like they have the right to comment on everything, and like they think they're right. Everything is so personal to each person, and every pregnancy is so different and stuff. I've never really shied away from being honest, so if anyone has anything rude to say, I'll just block you. Essentially, I've been on anxiety medication for years now, maybe 7 years, and recently my doctor had been trying to lower my dose, my primary doctor. So I don't see a therapist anymore. Like, the medications just helped so much. I was doing so well. But so I went from one dose to a lower dose about January, but I got pregnant around the end of February, and I guess that lower dose along with the pregnancy hormones just was like it wasn't for me. I had the worst panic attack of my life. I went to the ER, which is I really thought something was wrong just because I knew I was pregnant as well as the anxiety, and I was like, something's wrong. Like, I really felt something was wrong. Like, I was shaking. I couldn't function. Essentially, I was so upset because my husband and I had decided like some cute ways to tell like our parents and siblings and stuff, and then it ended up I just told my mom over the phone because I was like calling her crying because I needed to go to the hospital. Like, I hated that that's how it happened, but that's how it happened. I've only told like 3 people in person because I told so many people over the phone, and earlier than we were planning on. Like, we were going to wait to tell everyone until after the first ultrasound, but that didn't work out that way. I think just the anxiety, like, I needed people to know. I felt so horrible. Like, it just felt better, and I felt more validated and like heard, knowing that people knew. So yeah, that happened. So I was super anxious. Like, I think it was like I would have been 5 weeks pregnant. The anxiety was bad, like really bad. Between 5 and 6, I just felt horrible. I couldn't work. I could barely get out of bed. I couldn't even function. I was barely eating. So I think at that point, I don't know if it was just all the hormones, but it was like, I've always been very sensitive to hormones, just like period wise and like birth control wise and stuff. I think it was a lower dose of my anxiety medication, which is pregnancy safe. It's like super common. My OB told me that like a lot of people in the practice take that. But so I had lowered that dose and had all these extra hormones causing anxiety, and I just was really struggling. So there was 2 weeks there where I just I wasn't doing well at all. Like, I needed to take like Benadryl just to like sleep. It was really bad. I wasn't eating, my nausea kicked in. So I was having kind of like all the bad first trimester symptoms along with anxiety. And it was like anxiety to the 10th degree. It was the worst anxiety I've ever felt in my whole life. And I've had some pretty bad anxiety. So there was about a week or 2 there where I was just not functional at all. But I went back up to my regular dose of my anxiety medication and been feeling pretty good since then. Not good all over, but anxiety wise, I've been feeling a lot better. I mean, in those 2 weeks, I'm actually thinking I'm gonna post a blog post about it. It might already be up. I'm just talking about it because I feel like not enough people talk about it. Like the emotions that go into pregnancy, like you're just supposed to be so grateful and happy, and like you can feel that at the same time as being worried and anxious. And those 2 weeks felt like went by so slow. Like all I could do was wait for the second trimester when like you're supposed to feel better. But once I feel like my higher dose of my anxiety medication kicked in, I was doing so much better. My nausea was being improved because I was taking Unisom by my doctor's recommendation to B6. And the Unisom has saved my life. I can tell you right now, before I was taking the Unisom, I could barely toast. Like I was really, really struggling. Everything tasted bad. Like I just couldn't even like look at food. The Unisom at night just lasts the whole day. I missed it one night and I forgot that it was for nausea, not just sleep. So I was like, I'm not gonna take it tonight. I want to see if I can sleep without it. And I was fine sleeping, but then the next day I was horrible. I had to take half a Unisom just to eat. But now I've been taking it and it's helped so much. My appetite has been so much better. Not 100%, but like I can eat, like I feel good enough to eat. And like I'm getting enough food. I had actually lost weight in those 2 weeks, not a lot, like 2 or 3 pounds, but like it was brutal. The Unisom has pretty much saved my life, and I know it doesn't work for everyone, but it worked for me, and I'm just so grateful for that. But I'm 2 weeks out from the end of the first trimester, which I'm so excited about because yes, the nausea has been better with the Unisom for sure. It's like more, I can do things, like I can function. What's still been like, there's the amount of symptoms from pregnancy, guys, it's wild. So like I have IBS. That's been like 20 times worse. Apparently constipation is super common in pregnancy because I have IBS. I have both. So like I have the diarrhea and the constipation IBS. But usually pregnancy causes constipation, but for me it hasn't, which is really nice. Because I have IBS, which is kind of balancing it out. But I have been super sensitive. Like anytime I eat salad, I have diarrhea. TMI, like guys, don't watch if you don't want to know about this. But that's been happening. I have also, my boobs have exploded. That was like the first symptom I had. Like my boobs are enormous, so heavy and sore. They feel like bruised. Like I can barely lay on my side, touch them, brush against them. Like it's no good. Like they're gigantic. I had to go from a medium to large and everything. So that was one. Acne has been really, really, really bad. It's crazy because the 2 weeks I was struggling the most with my anxiety, my skin was like almost 100% clear. And the second I started feeling better, acne popped up like really bad. Which I almost think has to do with food. It could also be the hormones. But like, yeah, when I wasn't eating, my skin was super clear. So whatever. It's actually doing okay, better. The last 2 days I've switched up my sunscreen. So that may have something to do with it. My hair has been super greasy. My hair is shedding like crazy. And my body hair is growing really, really quick. My eyebrows, my legs, everything's growing like 20 times faster. And I already had hair that grew really fast, so that's not been great. I'm super bloated. I have actually, before I go through everything, I don't know why I'm telling you everything. I could do a first trimester like update if you guys want to know symptoms, what's been helping me, what I've been doing, prepping, whatever. I have like a whole list in my phone of all my symptoms. But honestly, this pregnancy, just those 2 weeks was so bad that I was like, maybe we'll just have one kid. Like that's how bad. Like my whole life I've wanted as many kids as possible. Financially, not necessarily possible, but my husband and I both grew up with siblings. So like I always wanted to have at least 2, but this pregnancy has actually made me really consider having one. Financially, that might just be the best option anyway, but like that's how bad it has been. And I know everyone forgets about it. Like I've had one of my best friends just had her baby. My cousin's having her baby any day now. And they're both like, you forget, like, you don't even remember, like my cousin's like at the end of her pregnancy and she's like, I barely remember the first trimester. And I told my husband, don't let me forget how bad it was. I mean, I know going in next time I would be more prepared, but that's the thing is I was prepared for like the fatigue, which is wild. The exhaustion, it's like, I can't even describe it. Like when you hear, if you've never been pregnant, you hear like, oh, like the fatigue is crazy. And people are like, yeah, okay. Like that's how I figured. Like, okay, nausea, fatigue, I can deal with that. Like it's fine. No, it's not fine, actually. You think it's fine? Like you're like, oh, fatigue, how bad could it be? It could be bad. It's bad. Because it's not even the fatigue, at least for me. The fatigue hasn't been where like I can take a nap. It's not been like I'm falling asleep. It's just like exhaustion where you can't move, which is really tough. So my body's been really sore. And then I'll get these like bursts of energy where I want to like clean, and then I'm so sore. I'll sit down just to have some water or something, and I'm like knocked out. Another huge symptom of mine, one of the most annoying ones, is my sense of smell is superhero level. It's crazy. I can smell everything, like every little tiny thing. I can smell myself. Like when I think I smell, my husband's like, you don't smell. I smell myself. I need to shower all the time. The cat food, it's like, obviously it's not good when you're feeding your cats, but like I can smell it in any room of the house. If someone's dog, we're on the second floor, if someone's dog pees outside, like on the street, I can smell it. It's like I can smell everything. It's not good. It's nice because I can smell like people barbecuing and stuff like that, but I can also smell all the bad smells, which is very unpleasant. I went to Macy's recently. Oh my God, the perfume. It was just like really, really bad. So that was one thing that's been crazy. But yeah, the exhaustion is not, it's like you can't get free of it no matter what you do. Like it's just like bodily, like your head is just like, but you can't really fall asleep during the day. Like, I don't know. That's how it's been for me. But yeah, we are 10 weeks pregnant. I will show you a picture of the ultrasound. Just looks like a little peanut. But because I am on medications for my anxiety, and then also I take other prescriptions for other health issues, I do have a high risk appointment coming up. I think I'll only need the one because I just kind of want to go over the medications I take. But we did hear the heartbeat, so maybe I'll put that clip in. That was super, super exciting. It was super strong. It was really, really exciting. I guess I didn't really feel real until then, other than the horrible symptoms. For me, I think like going in, I was expecting the fatigue, the nausea, stuff like that, but I was not expecting the anxiety to be what it was. So that makes me really nervous, especially for like postpartum. But like one thing I'm not nervous about is giving birth. I don't know why, because like it's for me, it's like I know it can't last forever. Like it could be long and painful, but like it'll end, like I don't know, maybe I'm just being naive. Yeah, I wanted to share, we're not gonna find out the gender, so I know everyone's always like curious about that, but we don't want to find out. We want it to be a surprise. I feel like no one ever makes it a surprise anymore. I just really don't want to know. I don't really care. And I know everyone's like, I don't care either, but like it's nice to know. I don't care. Clothing wise, I'll put my kid in whatever is clean. I'm not gonna be an extra over the top. Like I want minimal. I've made my registry since before I got pregnant. Before we even started trying, I had my baby registry like set. Like I had picked out the stuff I want like the bare minimum. I don't need all the extras. Like you don't, like I just want like, we have a small place. I really don't have space for all the extras anyway. And I did a lot of research. And like clothing wise, I don't care. Color wise, like the nursery, I just have all the different color. I don't know, whatever. So we don't care. We have a couple names picked out for boy or girl. We haven't really settled yet, but we have plenty of time. But yeah, we're not gonna find out. And I think a lot of people find that nuts. So many people are like, I want to know as soon as possible. Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people say like when you see the sonogram later on, like you can just tell. I don't know. Some people have told me you can. Some people have told me you really can't. Whatever. Some people find out on the sonogram and not through blood work, and then like they end up being wrong. I don't know, whatever. I'm not really all that concerned about gender. But yeah, I wanted to share the news because obviously that will impact some content and stuff. I also announced on Instagram today, and yeah, very exciting. So far I do not have a bump at all. Obviously 10 weeks is like nothing. I do feel bloated and it's crazy. In like the morning I'm totally flat, and then by the night, like before going to bed, I feel like I look pregnant. But I probably won't start showing for a while with it being my first pregnancy and everything. We are due at the end of November, so pretty much right around Thanksgiving, which actually works out super well. It's crazy because that's like what I was hoping for, because now I'll have my second trimester in the heat of summer, like when you kind of feel the best. And then by the time I'm in my third trimester and kind of feel bigger and like hot, it'll be cooler, it'll be fall. And then we'll have a newborn for Christmas, which is really exciting. And then also like work-wise, usually my husband and I, both of our works kind of slow down during the holidays. During December, beginning of January, things kind of just are slower because people are on vacation and everything. So us having like maternity, parental leave during that time actually kind of works out because we're not gonna be missing that much work. But yeah, I'm very excited that this is happening. I have people close to me who have just had their babies, like I said, or are pregnant, and it's really exciting. So I'm so excited to share, and I'll take you guys on the journey as long as everything, you know, people aren't super mean or like judgmental, which I'm sure they will be. There's always a couple, but I'm sure most of you are gonna be lovely. I'm so excited for this first trimester to end, I gotta say. Like, I'm 31, so I don't know if I'm like not bouncing back the way that someone younger would, but it is, I'm counting down the days. So yeah, right now this should be going up around the first week of June, but I'm filming it the first day of May, because I'm gonna wait to tell work and like, you know, everything. But I thought when I announced on Instagram, I would make a video just talking to you guys, and if you want more information or you like hearing about the symptoms or how I'm preparing or like what we're gonna do nursery wise or, you know, anything like that, or how the cats are reacting, let me know. But that's my big news, and I know this isn't like a sit down or anything, and I look sweaty and gross, but that's pregnancy. So yeah, I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you for watching.